Welcome to Aligned and Local, the podcast where the community takes center stage. I am Christina, a local realtor and your host, here to bring inspiring stories from incredible business owners, community leaders, and change makers shaping our neighborhoods. Whether we're spotlighting local heroes, diving into the latest market trends, or exploring what makes this community such a special place to call home, this show is all about connection, collaboration, and celebrating the heart of where we live. So if you're ready to align with what matters most, your home, your community, and your goals, let's jump in. You too. That's kind of where I'm at.
Has been.
Okay. So today we're here with community leader Jeff Kohl, a Plainfield resident, grew up in Plainfield, married with 5 kids, and involved in several community organizations. He's a member of the local high school incubator program. He volunteers for Will County, sits on a few fundraising boards for the University of St. Francis, a sportsman for charities where he raises money for children with disabilities. Where do you find the time?
I don't know.
That's a lot. That's like a real lot, especially with 5 kids.
Yes. My wife is Saint.
I feel like every time I meet somebody who's successful, it's definitely a partnership, right? Like it's not, one lifts the other. It's definitely both, especially when you are out in the community doing that. That's really a gift from your whole family.
Oh, definitely.
One of the things I always really appreciated with you is how down to earth you are. And well, we didn't even mention where you're from. So you are owner of local business OC Property Solutions. I obviously met you we were both realtors at John Green Realtor. At the time you hang your license there, but obviously operating your business full time. And I have had to call on you quite a few times myself. I remember one time you literally, I think you left dinner to come over and help me personally with my thermostat that I couldn't figure out. So thank you for being a friend in that way. But what made you start OC Property Solutions?
I've been in construction my whole life. Since I was a young kid, I always spent a lot of time with my dad in the garage, right? Really didn't go out. Learned a lot from my father, spent some time with him, and I really enjoyed it. And the things that I enjoyed were solving problems, right? If I had to say, what do? I solve problems. I enjoy it. That's my high. So that's just kind of my hobby and what I like to do, and was fortunate enough to turn it into a business.
Yeah, solving problems, I think, is putting it lightly. You've sort of solved more than a few for just me. So tell us a little bit about OC Property Solutions, what you do, why you started it.
I've been in different construction industries since a young age. The one thing that always frustrated me was subs, or how the process of a project took a lot longer by having different companies involved, having a lot of different subs. And what OC Property Solutions is, a full service construction company. So we have licensed plumbers, licensed HVAC techs, licensed electricians. We have carpenters, drywallers, tapers, painters. We have a mitigation division, which is water, fire, and mold. We have an excavation division and underground, so structural, crack injections, waterproofing, anything kind of in your basement that needs to be taken care of. We're full service, so anything that, if we have a problem on a project and we need a plumber there right away and an electrician there right away, it's not stop the project for a week, schedule a guy out, then schedule another guy back. It is, hey, get the guy there right away so we can keep moving forward in the project and get this project done on a better timeline.
You used the word subs a couple times. I didn't know what that meant, and so I'm betting our listeners will not either.
Yeah, a subcontractor, the best way to explain it is you have a general contractor who's in charge of the job. So they have that relationship with the customer. So the contractor will have that relationship with the customer. A subcontractor, for example, would be a licensed plumber. So that general contractor is not a plumber. They just manage the whole project. They will then call a licensed plumber and say, hey, we need this plumbing work done. Okay, here's the bid from the subcontractor, and the GC will take it to the customer and explain everything to them. So it's the general contractor is the point of contact. And then they have different various businesses coming into their home or their business, building, whatever it may be, doing different types of work. Everyone told me when I started this, it was going to be a large headache. True, but I wanted to bring value to the customers, and we were able to make it work. Overhead, obviously, is a lot more, having different trades in-house and things like that, and insurance, a lot of trucks, a lot of tools. But a subcontractor will come work for the general contractor, and then they're no longer part of the project. That GC sees the project all the way through. So when you're on a project, you might have, yellow plumbing and, green electric come out there. Those are two different companies.
Hmm.
Different owners, have no association with each other. When you use us, you get our project manager. He will handle everything, and then we will have our plumbers come in our trucks wearing our gear with our insurance coming in there and getting your project done. So we have in-house employees. They're all W-2 employees that, get our health insurance. They get our 401k. They get our life insurance. They drive our vehicles, and they get a paycheck by us instead of, hiring a sub out. And not that subs are bad. It's just that's just the way we're structured.
Yeah, well, it makes it easier and a little more streamlined for people. One of the things I've always appreciated most about you guys, or two of the things really, outside of just, you're a local business, and of course I want to support local if I can. And then there's obviously the quality of the work. And, I think pricing has always been pretty fair. And so in addition to that, the things that I've always appreciated most were pretty quick turnaround time. So it's really easy to call one stop shop, never really have to worry about. I mean, especially when I first started owning homes, I think a lot of people know when I first started selling real estate, I never even owned a home before. So I didn't even know who to call for anything. Being able to reach out to one, yeah, I know why you're laughing right now. And so, but like not knowing who to call, being able to reach out to one spot and then you just send whoever I needed was always really cool. But also your guys are just as easygoing, down to earth. Like I'm sure anybody who can watch this can feel like they're just friends with you. You're just easy to trust and get along with. And your guys are really the same way. We got to a point, I don't even know if you know this. We got to a point where if they had to come do something, I didn't even have to be home and my dogs didn't have to be crated.
Yes.
So not only did I give them the code to my house, I didn't have to worry about my dogs. Like my dogs like them. They actually, I think, looked forward to coming to see
They
my
do.
dog.
Yeah. A couple of my employees were like, "Hey, is the dog going to be there?" We customer's house, like, "Hey, do you know if their dog's going to be there?" So that is funny. Bring that up. That was one of the conversation this morning. One of my employees said, "Hey, do you know if the dog's going to be there? I could bring some treats." And I'm like, "I don't know."
I love
Um,
it. Dogs are such good judges of people. So when we get to a place where I can, especially men, my dogs are super protective of me. And so when I can have men enter my home when I'm not there and know that they're fine, the dogs don't have to be crated, that's a really big thing. That's a big deal. It
yeah.
says a lot.
Little unique story about our company and about the employees that work here, that
Mhm.
we all work together. Somehow, some way, I've known them my whole life. So I have. I'll give you a brief overview of who works here. So my brother-in-law and my two best friends that grew up across the street from me since kindergarten, they run the company. So my two best friends, my brother-in-law, from my whole life, have they run my company, which is pretty cool. They run the day-to-day operations, and then the guys that work here, the employees, I know them somehow, some way. They're a friend of a friend, or I've been friends with them, since grade school, or played sports with them growing up. They've worked for me in other businesses. So everyone that works here, somehow, some way, I've known for more than 10+ years, and everyone here is it's like family. It is truly a family business. Not only work together, and then we hang out after work. We do things together. So it's a unique place to be, and a lot of people love being here.
I'm fairly certain your kids are well versed on water restoration by the time they're walking. So
My kids, when they break things, they're thinking, "Dad'll fix it." That's their thing. Dad'll fix it. This one right here. Dad fix it. Dad fix it.
that's pretty cute. You got to love it when you can bring work home with you. But
Sometimes.
I mean, but at least you're the hero.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun. What's really cool too about the kind of culture you've built is even when you get to a point where you do hire people eventually, maybe outside of your circle, you've built such a strong culture that like it will weed out the bad seeds faster than anything else in the world. And what's cool is the culture like that just tends to magnify and multiply itself. Like it doesn't change easily.
Yeah, there's around 50 guys here, 50
I
men
didn't
and
even know
women.
if I knew you had that many.
Yeah, there's 38 trucks on the road and about 50 people. And the culture here is extremely strong. And yeah, you're right. They do not let outside influence in, because we do have such a strong moral and ethic background here that, we do it right, or hey, this is not how we do things. It's you're going to have to leave. But we treat everyone like family. Everyone is a VIP client. And I think a couple of things that we reiterate to guys is when you go into the home, you go into the home like you're taking care of your grandmother every time.
Mm.
You make sure the customer's happy when you leave, and if they're not happy, make sure they are. Having a happy customer when you leave, and months after you leave, what I like to do is I like being out in the community, and I tell my guys, hey, when I'm out in the community, I want to be able to hold my head high, and I want you to be proud of where you work and something you're a part of, growing, helping this community. This is definitely, for me, I'm a large networker. I'm into networking a lot. Have a lot of different friends, a lot of different acquaintances. I work together with a lot of different businesses. We all help each other out. And I never want to be embarrassed to go talk to that customer because maybe we messed something up. So I said, when you, or myself is out in the community, I want to be proud of, who we are, what we do, and where we work.
What do you think, beyond some of the things that we already talked about, what do you think makes your business stand out in the industry as a whole?
That stands out in the industry, locally, there's a lot of great companies around here. I think there's what's unique about our community is we have a lot of good people in this community, a lot of good business owners in this community. So I would say it's really tough to stand out in this community because there are some people that are just absolutely impeccable. But I think something that makes us stand out a little bit more than others is we we kind of give it the family touch, right? We try to keep the corporate feeling out of it. We try to keep the technology, the computer AI, the phone answering systems. We try to keep that out of it. Um, a lot of people say, "Oh, we have the best people." Like everyone has great people. Oh, we have the best systems. I think at the end of the day, what makes us great is the high standards that everybody, not me, that everybody hold each other to. I think that's really what helps us stand out. Is this we're not going to allow one guy to go in and ruin our reputation. Everyone holds each other to a high standard,
Yeah.
and the culture that was built, I think, really helps. But like I said, this community, the Plainfield Naperville community, is a lot of amazing, great businesses, and we are fortunate, more fortunate than other communities who don't have a strong community base, which is really nice because a lot of the business owners in this community, we all work together to kind of uphold that standard.
Yeah, I love that. What did you want to be when you were a kid? Like as far back as you can remember?
Two things: I always did want to own a construction company. And then I obviously, at one point wanted to be a professional athlete. Played a bunch of sports growing up. A lot of my friends ended up playing in the NFL, so it was very cool and nice to be a part of. I owned a gym at one point where I did train NFL athletes and train them for the combine. But owning a construction company has always been something I wanted to do.
Yeah. Are there any big dreams, goals in the horizon for you still or for the company?
Yeah, obviously I want to keep growing. I want to make a huge impact in the community.
Mhm.
And I want to be more a part of the community and communities surrounding the area. Just being able to help people out, help homeowners out, get, like I said before, solve problems. I love solving problems. And I think the other guys a part of this love solving problems too.
Yeah. What is your service area? I know I've made you go pretty far a couple times.
We don't go to Chicago.
Okay.
Don't ask us to go to Chicago. Won't go. We've had too many vehicles and too many tools stolen in Chicago. I finally put a kibosh on that.
Okay.
We go pretty far. We just don't go far into Chicago. So
Okay. But anything else? Is there a certain driving radius or?
yeah, I would say about 35 miles from the Plainfield area. So, we're going to St. Charles, we're going to Batavia, we're going to Geneva, we're going to Elmhurst. We'll go all the way down to Morris, Coal City, Hyman. We go to Yorkville, Oswego. Will County's a big area. We serve Will County, DuPage, Grundy, Kendall. So it's a pretty big service area that we service. Obviously, hyper focused in the Plainfield, Naperville, Joliet, Aurora community, just because that's obviously where our offices are.
Mhm.
But we go about a 35-mile radius.
And what is, like, if somebody has an emergency, what is your usual turnaround time on something like that?
In emergency,
Yeah.
we can
Like
be
my
there.
basement just flooded.
Yeah, we'll have somebody there in 25 minutes. Yeah. I have gotten phone calls from customers. I pulled the short end of the stick and had the night calls some weekends, and Saturday nights I've had calls at 2:30 in the morning. I'm out of town. My sump pump's flooding, or my basement's flooding. Sump pump broke, and it was in Aurora. It was in Stonebridge, and I think I was there in about 35 minutes and had the pump changed within an hour, and everything was good to go. So we have a very, very fast turnaround time. We take emergencies very seriously to prevent future damage.
Yeah. Is there anything special coming up? An event, promotion, new service that you'd like people to know about, or any part of your service that we didn't talk about?
Yeah, we are rolling out maintenance plans. So electrical, plumbing, and HVAC maintenance plans to help prevent some of these oopsies and accidents, prevent some leaks. Obviously, we own a water restoration company, so we have firsthand seen where all these leaks come from, how and where we can prevent these leaks
Mhm.
for our plumbing plan. HVAC, obviously, we have a lot of maintenance plans for that, and we help prevent breakdowns, especially now it's freezing outside. So we are just getting ready to roll out our new maintenance plans, and very excited about that. We have quite a few people on that already, but we haven't even rolled it out yet. So I can't wait to see what that looks like.
Yeah, send me some info on that for sure. I know I really appreciated being on your HVAC subscription because they reach out to me and tell me it's time. And I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. Thanks for that because I don't really have to think about it. I really appreciate that about it for sure. Before we get off, though, is there anything else that you wanted to share that I didn't ask or lead you to?
For me, it's important to get to sit down in front of somebody and get to know that person individually rather than kind of, I'm not a huge fan of talking about myself. So love to, connect with people individually. I think that's why it works with our business, because we're able to shift things and move things for other people's needs, wants, and likes. So
Mhm.
I think it's important for us. And I think it's important for you, for your clients, right? There's no scenario that's ever been the same, at a closing or an inspection. So I think something that is really unique is we're able to help people out in unique and different scenarios, and
Yeah.
be flexible on things.
I have certainly never been disappointed or had a disappointed client when you were who they called. So
Thank
definitely
you.
appreciate that. And if people want to connect with you, how can they reach out first for a service call? Most importantly.
Yeah. So there's two ways. You can go on our website, ocpropertysolutions.com. On the very top, you can add a service request and someone will call you back, within 20 minutes. I know a lot of websites, they don't reach out for days. We do have somebody monitoring the service requests online because we do get so many of them.
Mhm.
Call us. You will reach a human in the office. It is 630-394-8544.
Cool.
And then
And
if they want to email me, my email is simple. It's Jeff, Jeff, at ocpropertysolutions.com. So if they need to get a hold of me, the owner, need help, there's my email.
I love it. And if they want to follow you guys on social, I know you guys post tons of really great tips, and maintenance tips and things like that. Where can they do that?
For Facebook, it's OC Property Solutions. And Instagram, same OC Property Solutions. We are now adding to that, which is going to be Nextdoor, Yelp, and LinkedIn. And then I think you'll be seeing a lot more of me on camera soon.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've gotten some feedback that I should be on camera more. So
Yeah, I mean, you're likable, right? It makes people want to engage with you and support your business. So I think that's actually really beneficial. Okay, well, thanks for being here with us today, Jeff. We're so very excited to be able to share you with the community. You've always been a really cool tool to have up my sleeve as a realtor, like to be able to, I think you've saved a couple closings for me too. So thanks for that. But really appreciate having you. Thanks for tuning into Aligned and Local. I hope you're feeling inspired and connected to the amazing people and businesses that make our community thrive. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. It helps us share these incredible stories with even more people. And remember, whether you're looking to buy, sell, or refinance, I'm here to help you navigate your real estate and mortgage needs with ease. So let's align your goals with the perfect plan for your